Hi and welcome back. Today I was asked for doing the follow-ups on the leaf when I took it out of the ferric chloride. I just got it out. Took it out there and put it on the wire wheel. And it has, I'm going to restamp the DBK there. It eat quite a bit of it out and everything now. And the twisted, everything. So this makes for a good looking leaf. Now I'm not done with this leaf. Once I get it done, I'm just showing you the before. So this is the before. It's good and shiny, everything where I done all that. And I'm gonna put some, what is it? I'm gonna put some Birchwood Casey's super blue on it. So okay, I've got it blued right here, and so it's still wet, still got bluing on it. I'm gonna let that dry, and once I've got it all rubbed into this, to the gnarly grain of the stem there, I looped the stem back on there so you can either weld it or hang it or however they're going to affix it. But so like I said, once I put it on the wire wheel, then it's when the grain really come out on it. So anyway, that's that. And so now I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to let it dry. It's a good cool day outside. Humidity's fairly low, but I still like that. I'm going to let it dry. Then once it does dry, I'll take it in the house and boil it again, like I said. And I've actually blued it. This is the second time bluing it. I washed it off there and everything. And I wanted to make sure that any impurities would come out. And so anyway, when I get done boiling it, I'll come out, and this leaf has only been drying outside. I mean, it's completely dry to the touch and everything, but like I said, I did not rinse it. I just put the cold bluing on it, the super blue, and let it go. So like I said, about 15 minutes and this is what it's done. It's turned white, or a beige color. Now since it's done that, it's creating its oxides in there. It's encapsulating everything in all parts of this thing. Wrought iron is some pretty stringy stuff. It's about like spaghetti, if you really had to put it to it on this. When it's cold, it's like hard spaghetti. And the type of spaghetti determines how big or how much processing they've done. Same with the spaghetti noodles, how much processing and how big a plate they extruded it through. And I'm assuming all the round bar is extruded in wrought, and probably the square is too. I'd say it is. I don't know that for a fact. I ain't seen nobody make it. So, but that's probably the way I would do it. And when you pull it out, it's got the grain to it is straight grains, like spaghetti noodles. Now, the coarser, the bigger the spaghetti noodles, even though it weighs the same. A pound's a pound's a pound. Whether it's got 15 spaghetti noodles or 15,000 spaghetti noodles in it, still spaghetti noodles and still 1 pound. So that's what happens with this wrought iron. Is every time you flatten it and go or fold back on it, you're not just welding a flat surface to a flat surface like you would if you was doing mild steel or even knife steel, doing the Japanese style, or the Damascus, the pattern welded steel where they cut it and fold it back, or if they cut it and grind it and restack it. Well, that's layers. Okay, that's layers. Compared to wrought iron, that's fairly easy, comparatively speaking, because not only do you have the surface around it, whether it's flat, whether it's square, whether it's round, you've got individual strands in there, and they are, for the fact, then all conglomerated together, like the gluten in spaghetti noodles. You get them wet, and don't cook them, let them dry, they're stuck together. There they are. They're a solid mass, but they're still yet in individual strands. They've not been homogenized into one cohesive piece. So that's wrought iron. It's the best way I can explain it, and what it does and how it does. And that's, if I mean, I take my hat off, take my hair off to all those that work in wrought iron, that does the ornamental, the architectural steel on buildings, churches, whatever like that, gates, fences, everything. I take my hat off to them, because not only are they doing this, you know, to be beautiful, they're actually taking an almost impossible material and making it do what they want it to do. That is blacksmithing in a nutshell. Is taking something that's in one shape and making it to another shape through heat and hammer. That's basically what blacksmithing is. You take something that's nothing, no shape, no object, whatever, and you make it through heat and hammer into what you want, what your mind's eye sees. Now, did my mind's eye see this right here? Oh no, no. I mean, I had a leaf, you know, great big, huge. I mean, I was going to take one little strand of spaghetti noodle and hammer it out into a great big one. But that ain't what happens. With this, like I said, you're not only doing a flat, when you flatten it out, you still got all them pieces. They're stuck together. They're just like that wet spaghetti that dries, and you get them damp again. They will move, and you can flatten them, but they're still individual rounds, individual strands. Until you get that into one cohesive gelatinous mass, then you can weld everything together. But till then, when you just fold it over, if you just cut a piece of round bar or a flat bar and you just stack it on top of each other and go like that, well, not only are you having to do the flat surface there, which is actually not exactly a flat surface, but is a surface that looks flat with tiny little strands in it. It could be as small as your hair, big as, you know, your fist. It just depends. But anyway, you're trying to weld, forcefully weld and push heat and pressure to make two objects come together that on their own would naturally link up, molecules side by side or top, bottom, whatever. They would link up with each other to form a mass of solid strands. It's like a cable bridge, cable stay bridge. That one big cable out through there, it's huge, one big cable, but it's millions of little cables put together to make one cable. That's basically wrought iron. And when you weld, you have to weld each one of those to each other. If you don't, it's called a D-lam. When it cools off, it'll curl up, or it'll open up a little gap and you see it, or if you grind it, it'll turn a different color. It'll get hot quicker, the openness. So the people that work with this, like I said, God love yous all. It's so aggravating, and I do so love this stuff. I'd love to use more of it, and I'm trying to learn how to use more of it. And once I get this figured out, how to maybe weld on it and get it in there, and like I said earlier, I believe I said this on when I made this, that a weld that takes me 10 hours, or a project takes me 10 hours to do, Roy Adams could probably do in 10 minutes. He could, a wrought iron leaf, he could probably throw that out there 10 minutes or 5 minutes, or probably 1 or 2 heats. He could probably just whap and be done with it. Me, I'm still screwing around here trying to figure out which door of the forge to put in. There's only one. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to take this in. Now this is good and dry, and it's oxided up. See? And it's a rusty color, and I can see rust forming in the stem right here and everything already. That's good. That's what I want. I'll take it in there and I'll boil it. and I'll boil it for about an hour. And once it comes out and it's hot, then I will put the oil to it. Get it while it's hot. As soon as it flashes off dry, put the oil to it. And I'll be done with it. All I have to do is box it up and send it on its way. So I'll update this. And this goes to show you that I'm either full of bull or I really enjoy talking about the craft that is knife smithing, knife making knives, stock removal, forge, whatever, blacksmithing. I really enjoy it, and I'm kind of passionate about it. I mean, hell, I'm crippled up. I mean, if I could do it every day, I'd try, but I can't. But I do it when I can. I try every time that I can swing a hammer, feel like I can swing a hammer for 15-20 minutes. Hey, I go try it. Hey, you gotta learn. And the only way you're gonna learn is either do or practice. And if you don't practice, you're not doing. So you have to do to practice. See what I mean? So you practice on objects. Roy Adams has got a good series going on the fundamentals. I need to get back up and start watching more of them and everything, and see if I can't, figure out, his thought process in it. I mean, he'll tell you, but sometimes it takes, I'm more of a hands-on learner. If I'm standing right there and somebody's right there showing me right there, I've usually got it. But watching and not being able to be there is a little different. Not much, but it is. It's a lot different, because you can figure out what they got on their mind right then, because you can ask. I have to wait through the magic of television, or YouTube land. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go put this in. I broke a mirror on my truck, so while this was doing, I was painting my mirror, and so I can put it back on there. I got another one, so I hate chrome, and that's all you can get them is chrome. So I scuff them up and paint them black. So anyway, I'll come back in a little bit. Okay, you can see I didn't go inside. I decided I'd just use my turkey fryer out here in my pot. So I just got the water, put water in there, filled it up, so it won't take long under this flame here. Open it up just a touch, let it get burning a little better. So when it boils, I'll drop it in there. Okay, there it is. It's just a boiling wet, and that's all that is just water. Just water. Hopefully you can see this. How gummy it's turned. Okay. Alright, let that hang out for a while, and I'll come back to you later. Okay, I've got it out of the boiling pot there, and it's cooled off. I've rubbed it down with some Vaseline and just a terry cloth towel there. Worked it in there real good. So this is the I'm done with it. This is where it's going to be shipped out just as soon as I can get it in the mail, probably in the next few days. And if I'm not badly mistaken, I believe it goes to JT at Drayson's Forge. So I'll check again with Mr. Crawford and see what's going on, if that's exactly where I need to send it or whatever. But anyway, there's my leaf out of the boiling. It was out of the ferric chloride, then cleaned with a wire wheel on my angle grinder, and blued, and kind of a rust blue, and converted through boiling water. And now I've dried it off and cleaned it out and done this. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'd like to say I appreciate all the new subscribers and everybody. I'd like to, if you don't care, like, share, throw in a comment. I read them, answer them if I can, and everything, but I always read them. So, and I appreciate it. Until next time, it's Bobby Shields saying, God bless.